day. My name is Dr. Kobus Serfontein. I'm the head of leadership studies here at the University of Stellenbosch Business School. We have discussed today with the USB Executive Development Read for You, the book from the Arbinger Institute, Leadership and Self-Deception. In short, leadership are battling seriously with their own self-deception, meaning that they are treating others as objects and not as people. And secondly, they do not honor the choice in the many tasks that they need to do in their career. This is about you and your own self-deception. This is not about anybody else's self-deception. This is about you. Because when I talk about this, what do you immediately do? Quite quickly, when I talk about deception and deceiving yourself. Yes, my wife is like that, or my husband is like that, my children are like that, yeah? So you immediately are deceiving yourself, and what are you actually doing at that moment? You're actually deceiving yourself. Let me just give you a little bit of insight about what real self-deception is. Self-deception is not knowing or resisting the possibility that one has a problem. Now, why is it that we don't know? And why is it that other people can see that we have a problem? I bet your wife or your husband quite clearly see that you've got some problems, is that right? And I'm sure that even your neighbors know that you have a problem. Your children most certainly. So all of us in life have a problem. Now, if you're a leader and you're a mom and a dad, how do you help your children to see what they don't want to see? So how does leadership overcome this? And this is what this whole book is all about. This is fascinating stuff. Where they are saying, you cannot change anybody else in life. If I want you to hold up your hand and I start to push your hand, what will you do instinctively without knowing? You will resist and you will push back. Therefore, the only chance that we have in life in order to change others is to change ourselves first. The moment I'm in a conflict with you and I've got my own ideas, my own self-deception, and I want to change you with my ideas, and you on the other hand want to change me with your ideas, what's going to happen between the two of us in the conflict? The people who must change in the organization is the leadership. They must first of all communicate better. They must show their true intent and their authenticity in their way in communicating to the people and share information with them. What happens then if there's continuously self-deception between the leadership and the people inside the organization? People lose trust. According to the Arbinger, there are two main things that are contributing towards our self-deception in our life. The first one is we see others as objects and not as people in our lives. Now, don't worry, I'll discuss each of them briefly, individually. And the second one is actually the choices that we make in life. So in your life, ladies and gentlemen, are you treating others naturally, quickly, as objects, or do you truly treat them as people? If you're driving on the highway, and a person comes from the left-hand side and they want to get in front of you, what is the immediate reaction that you're having? Not a damn. And you drive just as close as you can. You do not allow them in, is that right? Meaning, this is not just on the surface, this is deep down. This is the true you. Now the Arbinger is saying, quite interesting, if you have the ability, ladies and gentlemen, to change your ways of being, the true authentic you, it will be so much easier in your life in order to change your behavior. Does that sound okay to you? What's going to happen if you just change your behavior in the short term? It's not going to change your ways of being. So the key towards this is you must be able to change your ways of being. What will happen then over time if you start to be successful with this? You will start to record it into your mind. I've been successful with this. And the more you record it inside your mind, what will start to happen to you? You will become even more and more and more successful. And over time, what will it become? It will become your way of being. Now, the interesting question is being asked to the Arbinger, and I'm sure you might be sitting there saying, but what about my boss? What if he's inside the box? What about my boss? How can I change him? How can I make him better? Yeah? And the Arbinger say, unfortunately, and you can read this, unfortunately, we do not have an answer for you. Now, let me explain to you why I'm mentioning continuously about the box. Because you'll see that the title here is Leadership and Self-Deception, Getting Out of the Box. Now, I think you actually seen there in the beginning that Black Elk is being saying, it is in the darkness of their eyes that men get lost. Your world becomes dark for you once you're in the box. Now there are three, according to the Arbinger, there are three ways that we can get inside the box quite quickly when you are treating other people. The first of one, if you see them as obstacles. What does that mean? You see them as an obstacle in your life. So the moment you are seeing others as an obstacle for you, according to the Arbinger, you are entering the box and your world becomes dark for you. Yeah. The second one is when you see people as irrelevant. This actually happens quite a lot in our lives. Sometimes you've got junior people inside the organization who's got pretty good things to say and who's got major contributions to make. But in your mind, because you are this big shot, in your mind, I know everything. So once they want to come with their proposals, what body language do you give them? The last one is if you see others as vehicles. What does that mean? If you actually just see them they must help you in order for you to achieve what you want to achieve. The Arbinger is saying that moment you do that, you are entering the box. The moment you enter the box, there are three things happening to you without you knowing. All right. The first one that happens to you, you start to justify your behavior. Have you seen the people that are rude to others? Now quickly, and you ask them, why did you do that? Can they quickly justify their behavior? Yes, they can. But look at them, they're understaffed, and look at their incompetence. They can quite quickly justify. I the other day asked a person, but why don't you give the guy a $5 who's looking after your car? But they're earning too much. The second one is your whole view about reality, ladies and gentlemen, becomes distorted. You become miserable. You become angry. Have you seen some of those people? They are continuously angry. They are not happy with themselves. They are really finding mistakes with everybody. Their whole view about their life and about others becomes distorted. Yeah. What is therefore your reality about life? Do you continuously want to create environments around you that you want to fight? Yeah? And continuously want people to resist? Or would you either prefer to start to treat others as people? Can you imagine now leadership in an organization starting to treat everybody in the company like people? And they later on start to do it more and more. And what do the people start to see inside that company? This is how we do things here. Can you imagine what the performance would be in those organizations? If you are inside the box, here, there you are, and you're starting to treat others as objects. The Arbinger is saying, therefore, you provoke others to enter their box. Why is that? Because you're treating, what do they see? This is the way we do things here, is that right? Because you're setting the example. What happens, therefore, to your children? What can you expect of your children? To enter the box. So by your actions, what do you do with others? You provoke them without them knowing to enter their box. Now, this is key, ladies and gentlemen. What happens now if you provoke others, your children or your family or your loved ones or your colleagues around you to enter the box because of your actions and you're inside the box? What three things happens to them? They start to justify their behavior. So the second thing that happens to them, because of your actions, their view about reality now becomes distorted. Why? Their reality becomes your reality. What does that mean? They become like you, because you're setting the example. So reality becomes distorted, and their view about you, what does their view about you now becomes? Very distorted, and the fight is on now. Yeah, but now the key problem is the deeper they are inside the box, what do they do with you because of their actions? They put you deeper inside your box. So ladies and gentlemen, in that environment, what is the chance for performance? Who should get out of the box first? According to the Arbinger, this is the most hardest thing for us as human beings to do. Why? We don't know that we have a problem. What is the biggest challenge for leadership in our country going forward? To have a vision. John Maxwell, one of the biggest leadership gurus in the world, has said, you can't do in life if you can't see. There's been huge research in this field done by the Arbinger and by other resources, and saying that the only chance for innovation in an organization or in a home everywhere is your ability to create an environment where people can feel free in order for them to develop and be better. The second one, this is key, according to the Arbinger, is the choices that we make in life. We all have a feeling of what is the right thing to do. You got a choice now. You got a choice now either to do it and honor the choice, or you can decide not to do it. And what the Arbinger is saying, you are then betraying yourself at that moment. You are betraying nobody else. You are betraying yourself. And that moment, what happens? You enter the box. Let me give you an example. You are newly married, and you're the man now, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You have a little boy, who's just been born, and it's your chance or your responsibility to get up 2 o'clock in the morning. And 2 o'clock in the morning, the baby starts to cry. What is your feeling immediately? What are you supposed to do? It's your loved child. It's your child. What are you supposed to do immediately? Throw the blankets over, even if it's the winter, and get up and with love and care, look after your child, because that's what you're supposed to do. Is that right? But what do you do at that moment? You decide not to get up. According to the Arbinger, what are you doing at that moment? You are betraying yourself. You're not betraying anybody else. You are betraying yourself. Now, the key, according to the Arbinger, is in what state of mind are you going to get up now? And how are you going to treat your child? Now, they reflect this back 100% to what's happening in your organization, what's happening in your personal life. Do you have to take your children to school? No, you don't have to. They can walk to school, but then you must take the consequences. You don't have to do anything in life. Do you have to take the dustbins out? No, you don't have to. But it's your turn to do it. Honor the choice. Why do we say if you as a leader and your people are inside the box? What can I guarantee you this morning? If you're inside the box, what's going to happen to your family and what's going to happen to the people around you? They're also going to be in the box. That's why we're saying if you and your people are inside the box, yes, there can be no performance. Therefore, if you're inside the box, you can justify your behavior, and with your actions, you are pushing them deeper and deeper and deeper inside their box. They can justify their behavior, and between you, the whole view about reality and everything now becomes distorted, and about each other. And there's just resistance and pushback. What about lack of commitment? Your commitment in getting up, your commitment in doing the things that you're supposed to do. There's a lack of motivation. Why? Because this becomes you. You more and more you're unsuccessful in doing this and not honoring the choice. What's going to happen more and more to you? You're going to get up later in the morning, you're going to have less energy, and through life you're just not going to honor the choice because that's you. This becomes your way of being in life. Poor communication. Why? If both of you are inside the box, don't expect the communication to be good at all. Because you're angry, you don't want to focus, and it's just about you then. A lack of trust, and this is the key. I see so many organizations, and I see so many people that there's a deep mistrust amongst each other, and it starts with the leadership. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of conflict starts to happen in these organizations as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it is quite clear. It's quite easy. The Arbinger is saying, treat others as people. Now the last, this is we're going to finish. I know the time is up. How would you start with this? Treating others as people. Is it easy to do that? It's not. Why? It's not your way of being yet. What do you need to do over time? Is it going to happen quickly? No, it's not. Are you continuously going to be unhappy with other people mistreating you? Yes, you are. But what is the Arbinger saying? At least do not let their actions invite you back in. This, ladies and gentlemen, is about you. It's about your self-deception. It's about nobody else. Okay. Last point is honor the choice. If you decide to do something, it must be out of a free will basis.